Hey everybody, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're doing a process video about one of the fruits of the Spirit. We're going to be talking about patience, but we're going to go to Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 through 10, and I'll read that and then we'll talk about why I chose that for patience. For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is a gift from God, not only by works, but so that no one can boast. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, for which God prepared us in advance to do. Now, it's this preparation process that for me is one of the biggest areas where God has challenged me with patience. Like, I want to go serve Him right now. I want to go, meet with people and do ministry and do all these things and live out my calling and figure out what my calling is. And oh my goodness, like right now, let's go. Come on, God, let's go. So, God is very patient with me in this process in which He's preparing me for the good works that He wants to do through me. And He's very patient in my impatience. And out of that, I just kind of have this natural flow of gratitude, which makes me kind of want more patience for Him and for people and for this process of Him preparing me for these good works. So for me, this is a really great verse to remind me of patience, that life is a work in progress, that I'm a work in progress, that we're all a work in progress, and that requires patience. It just does. And you might see other people and it might seem like, woo, they just have this ministry booming and knocking it out of the park, or they might have something else accomplished in their career, or they might have more money, or they might have some other goal, lost weight faster, whatever it is. But really what we are seeing is just a snippet of people's lives when we're seeing those things. We don't see all the patience and endurance it took, that fruit of the Spirit that it took for that person to get to that point. We just see when they show up. And that's what the world is going to see from you too. The world's going to see when you show up, and there are going to be people that are going, my goodness, how did she get to that place? Well, you could probably say it took a lot of patience and a lot of time. So patience is a good thing, and it helps keep us, me anyway, it keeps me in a spirit that's more peace-filled with God instead of kind of irritated and agitated and frustrated. So there's that aspect of it too. Patience is very good for my health. It's very good for my spiritual life. It's very good for my faith. It's something I need to cultivate. I was not born a patient person. And so it's one of the harder fruits of the Spirit for me to really sink my teeth into and find peace about. So I really wanted to highlight that today and work on this page. So I'm creating a layered tip-in with the fruit of the Spirit paper pieces and one of the little pineapple punches and the pineapple washi tape that came in the Purpose-Driven Essentials kit this month. But they also, you can get these Fruit of the Spirit pieces over at dayspring.com in their Illustrated Faith line. So those are available all the time. It's a new set that came out that I think is going to be out for the entire year. And it's really cute and really fun. Now, this stamp that I'm putting down, this pineapple, is just an inexpensive one that I got at Michael's. You know, when you go and you stand in line and they've got all those rubber stamps staring at you for like $1 or $2. Yeah, it's one of those. But I had to get the pineapple because I love pineapples. So let's go on a pineapple tangent for a minute. There's a reason why I chose pineapples for this page, not just because they're cute and really yummy, but I did choose them on purpose because here's some pineapple facts that I looked up. Pineapples only produce one pineapple in their whole life. The pineapple bush, the pineapple, I don't know what it's called, the pineapple plant only produces one pineapple and then it dies. But as it's producing that fruit and growing that fruit, it's growing little tendrils that can be replanted or replant themselves to go on and produce more fruit. So there's like a gazillion metaphors in that for me that I think is pretty spectacular. one of the metaphors being that we are always a work in progress. Old things are dying off. The Bible talks about that. And new stuff is continually being grown into our lives. And so we are like the pineapple in that way. We want to be like the pineapple in that way. We don't want to become this old, pineapple bush that produces no fruit and just sits in the ground and hangs out in dirt. No, we want to be continually producing fruit. And to some degree, that means old habits, patterns, ways of thinking, belief systems need to die so that the new fruit can be produced. It also takes a pineapple plant under its best conditions about 1.5 years to produce that one pineapple. I live in the Willamette Valley in Oregon, and we have vineyards everywhere, and grapes produce a lot, and they produce a lot very quickly, unless there's a drought or terrible conditions for the poor vineyard farmers. But short of that, the fruit around here just grows really fast, and it grows a lot. They don't just put like one grape plant in the ground and pick one grape per 1.5 years. No, we get a new crop of just, thousands of pounds of grapes every year. And so the thought of one little plant producing one piece of fruit in 18 months and then dying, that is a metaphor for patience also, you guys. Like God, if you've ever had a pineapple, I've never been to Hawaii, so I haven't had a real pineapple, but I love whatever fake pineapple I'm eating here in Oregon, whatever gets shipped over here. Hawaii would probably ruin me because I really like pineapple. And if God's willing to take 18 months and create this plant that only produces one unique piece of fruit in its life, what's he gonna do with your life? Oh my gosh, how cool is this? He is cultivating through his patience this work, growing you up into a plant that produces fruit. And then out of that fruit produces more growth. And the old plant, the old ways are going to be shed. They're going to die off. We don't need those anymore because we're now a new fruit. We're a new work. We're a new work in Christ, and we're a new work in our faith. So I think that's just so cool as a metaphor for patience, is this fruit of the pineapple. And really just thinking about how that relates to how God works with us. So I'm creating this big, massive layered tip-in. I love layered tip-ins because you can put all sorts of cool scrapbooky looking stuff on your page and not cover up a single word. I'm not against people who cover up words. It's just I like to study out of the Bible that I'm also doing my art journaling, my Bible journaling in. And if I cover up the words, then it's hard to study in. So I try not to cover the words. I don't think it's blasphemous. Some people do. Just follow whatever you need on that and God's prompting in your life, because that's just a very personal issue. But I'm not covering up the words because I want to be able to see them. So I create these like big paper tip-ins where I layer things, and you saw I stapled some stuff together. I used some tape to get that little pineapple on. I drew a few little details on the pineapple, putting some stickers on. Like, I just love that because you get this scrapbooky feel on your page without having to lose any of the text. And also with the tip-in created this way, I've got a nice little column left there to be able to do my journaling in. So we're about to get off camera just a teeny bit here. I'm just using some of the Fruit of the Spirit washi tape at the top of the page. Now the washi tape has two it has this pink and orange Fruit of the Spirit, and it has a green and yellow Fruit of the Spirit section. And if I wanted my page to be all matchy-matchy, I could have just taken off that pink and orange part. And I actually thought about it, but I was like, actually, I kind of like that extra color thrown in. So I was like, well, you know me, guys. I mean, look at the other page next to this. There is a process video for that other page, by the way, with the llama with the pink jewelry on her head. It all made sense at the time, I promise you. You can go find that on the channel. But throwing pink in, there's always room for pink in my life, and pink in my Bible, so why not? So I not only decorated the front of this tip-in, I ended up doing stuff on the back of it too. And I'll show you at the end what the back of it looks like, since it's off camera right now. But I also just want to encourage you guys that patience is going to be an ongoing process, especially if you're not a particularly patient person. And that's okay. I loved in the Purpose-Driven Essentials devotional, she puts a dictionary definition of each of the fruits of the Spirit on the devotional for that day. And patience says that it's the quality of being patient as the bearing of provocation, being provoked, annoyance, misfortune, or pain without the loss of, or without complaint, loss of temper, irritation, or the like. Holy cow, I couldn't even say all that, let alone do all that. So it's going through misfortune, pain, complaint, being provoked, being annoyed, without losing your temper or having irritation or the like. And I'll just be honest with you guys. When I got sick with mitochondrial disease, I was not patient. I was not a patient. I was not patient with God. I was not patient with doctors. I was not patient with the process at all. And it has been one of the biggest challenges to become patient, to not be irritated or lose my cool in the process. Now, God is gracious and kind, and He understood why I wasn't patient. He understood why I was struggling and frustrated and mad at the process. But as I, the Bible talks about us working out our faith. As I was working out my faith in this new life of chronic illness, I had to cultivate patience. Otherwise, I had no peace. Because if I was impatient about waiting for every lab result and every test result and every doctor visit and every hoping my life would get back to normal and everything, I probably have all gone through some kind of trial that tested our patience and helped grow us in patience. I'm sure you guys have tons of stories you could tell me about the same kind of thing where God took such a challenging situation and you ended up growing in patience, not impatient, or maybe a little bit of both on the way. And you can see now looking back that you are a more patient person. And then that patience can be encouraging to other people, because when we have kind of this 1-2 combo of remembering where we've been and now knowing where God has taken us, we can have this great sense of compassion. So for your friends and people who are feeling impatient in a situation, you've got that combo of what it was like before when you were feeling impatient and the peace that comes from feeling patient. And there's the back of the tip-in. Here's a little close-up of the layers. And I just want to encourage you guys to take some time to pray for patience. It is not an easy task, and that is what God's there for. He wants to hear our hearts cry. Thanks for hanging out with me today, you guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.